No words to describe this feeling that we all have right now. The Raptors on a back-to-back lose to two teams who going into these games had combined wins of less than the Toronto Raptors. Raptors had 34 wins this year. The Pistons and the Magic going into both of their games had 15. Combine that, 30. We have 34 alone. And we just lost to the Detroit Pistons, where we know it's a curse fight. You just lost to the Magic. 103-97. And that's closer than what it suggested. Felt like it was double digits for the majority of this game. Raptors now fall to 34-29. The reason I'm wearing all this is because it's... And I'll say it right at the beginning of the video. If the Raptors go out their next game in Cleveland and win that game, this is the same attire you will be seeing. Because the jersey hasn't worked the last couple games. That is very evident. But you lose 103-97. And it's the same as last night. You know, defensively, you did a decent job, but, you know, it helps that the Magic just aren't a really good team, so the percentages are way down. But I don't know how many times you had wide open shots against, and the Raptors just could not drill shots. Again. You scored 97 on the Orlando Magic. It's pretty bad. And Pascal had 34. He had over a third of the points. It's pretty rough. First quarter, you come out, and, you know, you're kind of slow to start, but you're just kind of hanging in there. You're only down by 4 after one quarter. You're right there. It's not a big deal. Second quarter, they can't shoot to save their life. Now, luckily, the Magic couldn't really shoot either, but they still outscored you by 5, 21-16. You score 16 in the quarter. You know, and you're down by 9 at the break. It's not pretty at all. You go into the third. You need some offense to start. You don't get it. You only drop 21. You allowed 24. You're -3 in the quarter. And my God, you're down 12 going into the fourth by the Orlando Magic. Now, yeah, the Raptors, they get their offense going in the fourth. That's cute. You drop 37. Whoa, that's huge. Yeah. You also give up the worst quarter defensively. I mean, albeit, you know, they were doing a lot of full court press, and Orlando did a good job getting out of the full court press and getting those easy dunks or easy shots. But you allowed 31, the most you allowed in the game. Yeah, you were +6 in the quarter. That's great. They also won the fourth quarter yesterday, I believe. It doesn't matter. When you're that bad in the first 3 quarters, good luck trying to win the game. And you lose by 6. Scotty Barnes didn't have a great contest offensively tonight. And, you know, you could arguably say everything that was the difference from yesterday, that's really the only thing. You know, Pascal was still great. Gary Trent Jr. was just... It was not pretty again tonight, and the minutes suggested so as well. We'll get to that shortly. But it was not a fun game to watch. And I feel bad for the people who paid that big money to see the Raptors go out there against the... For God's sakes, you just played 2 of the worst teams in the NBA, and that's not an understatement. The bottom 3 teams going into that game, yesterday, were the Houston Rockets, the Detroit Pistons, and the Orlando Magic. You just lost to 2 of them on back-to-back nights, where at one point you were trailing by double digits going into the fourth quarter to both teams. Oh, no Fred, no OG, 6 games in 8 nights. You're playing the Pistons and the Magic. And you still have Pascal, Gary, Scotty. You should be fine. And plus, with the play that Precious is giving you, you're getting some good minutes there. But it was ugly. Let's get to the player stats here real quick. Scotty Barnes, 10 points, 5 boards, 4 dimes in the game. Definitely struggled shooting the ball in this one. But the 5 boards and 4 assists, you'll take it, plus a couple blocks in the game for Scotty. But 4 of 15 from the field, 1 of 5 from distance. Royally struggled shooting the ball today, and that's not that's exactly what happened. A lot of those easy looks on the inside too, so that he's been making a lot lately. But an off night here and there, he'll bounce back in the next one. I'm pretty confident. Scotty seems to have that mentality of, hey, a bad game, that's okay, regroup and go out there and kill it the next night, right? Malachi Flynn. Why was this guy not shooting more? I get it. You want to dish the ball around, get people involved. I understand that. But when your team is struggling as mightily as the Raptors were for shooting the ball tonight, and him and Pascal were the only guys that were shooting the ball well, I'm sorry, but Scotty was shooting 4 of 5 and 1 of 5 from distance. Why is he taking more attempts than Malachi, who shot 7 of 14, 20 points, 3 boards, 8 dimes, 7 of 14, 2 of 4 from line, was 4 of 7 from three-point range? Why is he taking less shots than Scotty? Love Scotty to death. We all know that. But if we're talking about feeling out the game itself and playing the hot hand, Malachi was hot in the game. You know, when the deficit got down to 14, you're like, oh, it's over. Malachi drains a 3, or does a great job driving on the inside and getting the layup to go, right? And you're like, okay, great job. And then he doesn't shoot a ball for 4 straight possessions. And I'm like, what's going on here? He had a steal in the block in the game. I thought Malachi was phenomenal again tonight. It's unfortunate that he's not shooting the ball much, or as much as he should in a game like this where there weren't a lot of people hot shooting the ball. And he was one of the people that was. Pascal Siakam, I'm baffled. The guy only took 20 shots. And people will be like, what are you talking about? 20 shots is still a lot. Yes, but when your team overall shoots 40% from the field and 32% from distance, and barely anybody shoots near 40% from the field in the game, him and Malachi were really the only 2 guys at all getting the job done on offense. Why are they taking minimal shots? I don't know. That's just my take. Pascal ended up with 34 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 dimes. Shot 13 of 20, was 6 of 8 from the line, 2 of 3 from 3. You know, honestly, God, I don't know about you guys, but that 34-14, I look at the stat line, I'm like, he did that? Like, it just didn't look like it out there. I don't know why, guys. I don't know if you guys felt the same about Pascal's night. I mean, look, the stats are great. It just didn't look like it on the floor. I don't know why. And Gary Trent Jr. Let's spend a little time talking about this because we mentioned it yesterday, and you know, you guys agree with me in the sense that he probably shouldn't take that last shot, shooting 4 of 23 from the field, 3 of 15 from 3, not very good. And especially since he was going inside for a 2 and you're down by 3 and with 10 seconds, it didn't make much sense at all. Gary Trent Jr., we got so used to seeing him playing 35, 40 minutes a night. The man played 26 today. 26 minutes. Now, it's not because he was, it's not like, well, he was playing well. Why you put him on the bench? No. 4 points, 2 boards, 3 dimes, shot 2 of 12 from the field, 0 of 9 from three-point range. Like that's ugly, man. I did the math a little bit. He is 3 of 24 from three-point range in the last 2 games. And if you guys want to dig even deeper and get those field goal stats, you guys go right ahead. I think it's like, what, 6 for 36 or some stupid number like that? He was what? 4 for 20, 4 for 24, 4 for 23? No. So it'd be 6 for 25? I don't know. You guys can do the math. I'm not good at on-the-spot math, as you guys can clearly tell. But either way, it has not been pretty at all for Gary Trent Jr. And when you're playing teams like the Pistons and the Magic, and you're shooting like that, he was getting looks too, and that's the problem with Gary. We talked about in the last video, he's a shooter. And when his shot's not falling, and he's not getting those deflections and those steals, he's not at that point in his very, very young career where he's going to make that big of an impact. He played 26 minutes tonight for a reason. The Raptors didn't get a lot of turnovers in the game. The Orlando didn't turn the ball over much, which means the hands weren't in the lanes, they weren't getting the steals, and Gary Trent offensively wasn't getting it done. So what is he really doing, right? That's the point I'm trying to make. He's only 22 years old. He's going to develop into that It looks like it, at least. He's going to look into that, to develop into a really, really good perimeter defender. He's going to be a great defender overall. You can clearly see the jump from last season to this season. However, if I'm talking about this game and these last 2 games, it has not been pretty. Precious Achiuwa, we talked about in the last video, how he shot the ball really well. Everything was going great. I think it was like 17 and 8 yesterday. He had 11.6 boards and a dime today, which is nice. 4 of 12 from the field, though, struggled there, but did go 2 of 4 from distance. And so Precious continues to get those double figures, and he's been playing a lot better basketball in the second half of the season. It is really nice to see moving forward. Chris Boucher, I think he was a lot better tonight. 7 points, 9 boards in the game for him, but just overall, the offense. I mean, we can talk about the defense and the breakdowns, this and that. You allowed 103. In this day and age, 103, you should win a game. If you hold a team to under 40% from the field, basically under 105, and under 35% from, you should win that game pretty easily. But they shot 38% from the field, 30% from distance, and they won by 6. It was a rough game tonight. And they were also 95% from the free throw line, 20 for 21. So they were money when they got to the free throw line. You know, the Raptors, we talked about all year long. You know, other than that 8-game win streak where they were shooting the ball really well from distance, from the field, and the free throw line, they just have not shot the free throw well at all. 40% from the field, not great. You did shoot better than them. 32% from 3, you shot better than them. But 65% from the line. I believe they made 11 free throws. It's -9 in the makes. You lost by 6. I mean, if you don't make your freebies, you know, odds you winning are pretty slim. 65% from the free throw. Were they like 50-something yesterday? It's not pretty. Now, is that a thing too? Is that a credit to, you know, having a lot of big guys, and big guys are known to not be great free throw shooters? I don't know if I buy that whole thing, but it was just not good tonight. In every aspect. I mean, look at this one. -4 in the turnovers, right? 12-8. So they only turned the ball over 8 times. We only turned the ball over 12 times. But the problem is, you know, that's not good. The Raptors thrive on causing havoc in the lanes, getting those turnovers, getting out in runs, and building momentum that way. Well, they only turned the ball over 8 times, so that didn't happen. And obviously your offense, your half-court offense, when you struggled, clearly. And without Fred and without OG, guys who can create their own shots, and with Gary not shooting the ball well, where he's a guy who can create his own shot, it's tough to win a game like that. And especially when teams are playing you in the zone, and the Raptors have a tough time with that. Another stat I wanted to bring up was pretty wild. You were even 12-12 in the offensive boards. Okay, so no crazy discrepancy there. But you were -8 in second chance points. You had the exact same offensive boards, but they crushed you on those second chance points. It's a huge factor. Your free throws and the second chance points. They made you pay for your mistakes. They made you pay for giving. At one point, didn't they have 7 offensive boards? They had a lot early on in the game. And Robin Lopez, of all people, are coming flying and getting those, right? It's sad. And another thing I wanted to bring up, the last thing, the biggest lead the Raptors had in a game against the Orlando Magic on home court with full capacity crowd, 4. That was the biggest lead the Raptors had in this game. It was just not good. It was not good. I'm trying to find good things. I mean, Pascal and Flynn were great. It's about all I got. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I mean, we lost to Orlando. It's not good. But like I mentioned earlier, right off the start, the Raptors' next contest is in Cleveland. It's a 7:30 tip-off. Now, Cleveland is free-falling right now, but you're in Cleveland. They're, I would say, for the most part, healthy. I haven't really looked at the roster too much, but you don't want to rush Fred VanVleet back, but man, oh man, you're seeing the massive hole. And nothing against Malachi Flynn, but Fred would be taking 20 to 25 shots a night in a game like this. So, you got Cleveland on the road Sunday night. It's a 7:30 tip-off. I mean, I could sit here and say, oh, must win. I mean, I think mentally it's a must win. The Raptors just lost to Detroit, and Orlando. The Leafs just lost to Buffalo. Like, it is a terrible time right now in Toronto sports. And now you're playing a team who's above you in the standings in the 6th seed, who is, like I said, is free falling. So you're losing, they're losing. You're not really losing any ground on that number 6 seed. It's a very interesting spot to be in. You in that game, we're talking about the 6th seed again, right? And it's wild. But you got to go out there and you got to shoot the ball well. Like, there's no other way of looking at it. Shoot the ball well. No matter who the heck we have on the floor, you got to make an impact. And defend, period. But Cleveland's a good defensive team, so it's going to see what happens, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, and definitely not the game tonight, smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below thoughts on the video. Thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors? And Twitter link is down below, so follow, send me a DM to that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down there, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow, Leafs edition. I got Vancouver at home. We'll see what happens there. And as for the Toronto Raptors, like I mentioned, they're in Cleveland, taking on the Cavs, 7:30 tip-off on Sunday night. We'll see what happens there. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and definitely not the game tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.